Good morning. Am I audible? Am I audible? You can message me on the chat box if I am audible. Kirtana, are you able to see the screen? Kirtana, respond. Are you able to see the screen? Done. So, as this is the demo session, we are waiting for the students to join. Okay. So, in the last session, we discussed about the introduction part, like introduction to faculty and introduction to the course, what we are discussing here. And in today's session, we are discussing about the features of Linux. Why Linux? As you know that Linux is an operating system. What is Linux means? It is an operating system. But why Linux? When we already have Windows operating system, which is user friendly, which you know easily to access, then why again Linux? Why people are switching to Linux? Why technologies are coming to Linux? Why organizations are moving to Linux means there are many features in Linux operating system. So let's discuss about the features of Linux operating system. First thing is Linux, it is an operating system, same like Windows. Then why Linux? When we already have Windows, why Linux again? So the first thing is open source. Open source means source code we get along with the operating system. Operating system is open to everyone. Windows is not open. We are paying for the license key, right? See, nowadays if you purchase a laptop, they're charging extra 2 to 3,000, and they are installing operating system and they are giving it. They're charging for the license key that is in Windows. But in Linux, no need to pay for the license key, no need to pay for the operating system. You can download and install genuine operating system. That is the advantage here. Okay, so that is one thing. And source code we get with write permission. Source code we get with write permission means operating system source code you get with edit option. So whatever changes you want to do in your operating system, you can do the changes. You want to create your own commands, you can create. If you want to modify the commands, you can modify. If you want to change the complete view of operating system, you can change that. Okay, it is option only. It's not compulsory to do any changes in your operating system, but we have that option. But for that, you need C, C++ knowledge 100%. If you have C, C++ knowledge 100%, you can modify the operating system. That is one advantage. And second is multitasking. This feature is there in most of the operating system, even in Windows also. That is multitasking. Means multiple applications we can run at a time. You open Adobe Reader. In the same time, you want to open Photoshop. You want to listen the songs. You want to watch movie. You can do that. Multiple applications you can run at a time. This feature is there in Windows also. Most of the operating system, we have this feature. Same thing is there in Linux also. I'm repeating. First is open source. Source code we get along with the operating system. Operating system is open. Open to everyone. Okay, we can download and we can install. And you, if you want, you can modify the operating system as per your requirement. And multiple applications you can run at a time using Linux operating system. And the third thing is multi-user. Multi-user means First, I'll tell types of operating system. There are three types of operating systems. Single user, single task operating system. Single user multitask operating system and multi-user multitask operating system. So there are three types of operating system: single user single task, single user multitask, and multi-user multitask. Okay. See, these are types of operating system. List of operating system is different. Types of operating system is different. List of operating system means 95, 98, ME, NT, XP, Vista, Unix, Linux, Solaris, Mac, Jetmac, OSP 390, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2016, 2018. We have different operating systems. That is list. Almost 135 operating systems we have. But now what I'm talking is about types of operating system. Kirtana, you're getting? Kit, yeah. Venkat, you are getting? Venkat, so the first one is single user, single task. Only one user can log in this type of operating system. Only one user can log in, and that user can perform only one task. It means one application they open, in the same time they cannot open another application. One user can log in and that user can run only one application at a time. Example is DOS, disk operating system. This is our first operating system. And next is single user multitask. Here also, how many users list it is displaying when you switch on your computer. How many users list it is displaying. Still, you can click on only one user account. But that user can perform multiple tasks. That user can perform multiple tasks. They can open a top reader, they can listen the songs, they can watch movie, they can open PPTs, they can run different applications, they can do multitasking exam at a time. Okay, but only one user can log in at a time. If they want to log in into another user, first they log out from one user, then they log in into another user. Okay, so example for single user multitasking is Windows. In Windows operating system, how many users you created? Still, only you can log in into one user at a time. But that user can perform multiple tasks. Next one, multi-user multitasking. Multiple users can log in and every user can perform multiple tasks. In this type of operating system, multiple users can log in and every user can perform multiple tasks. Means you logged in into one user. Okay. And again, if you want to log in into another user, no need to log out. There itself, you can log in into another user. See here how I open multiple tabs and I'm doing different tasks here. Same like that. In multi-user multitasking operating system also, you can open multiple tabs. In every tab, you can log in into different user. And every user can perform multiple tasks. Multi-user multitasking. Multiple users can log in and every user can perform multiple tasks. Example for this is Linux. In Linux, multiple users can log in and every user can perform multiple tasks. So how to create multiple users and how to log in into multiple users at a time and how to perform multiple tasks, that we'll see in our further sessions. Okay, so this is also advantage of Linux, multi-user multitasking. Multiple users can log in and every user can perform multiple tasks. I'm repeating. Linux open source code we get along with the operating system. Operating system is free to everyone. And multiple users can log in and every user can perform multiple tasks. And next one is portability. Portability means can be installed on all hardware architecture. It doesn't require any specific hardware environment. You can install Linux in any hardware environment. Like if you have 5 MB RAM, 10 GB hard disk is there also, you can install Linux. Okay, and it doesn't require any specific hardware environment. So for example, if you take AIX server, which is used in IBM computers, if you have AIX server, it requires only IBM architecture. Like that, there are some operating system which works with specific hardware environment. But Linux is not like that. You can use Linux in any hardware environment. Even in Windows also you can use in any hardware environment. But Linux, if you have least hardware environment also, it supports your computer. So that is the main advantage here. The next one is scalability. Scalability means same operating system can be installed on normal desktop PC to supercomputer. Operating system is same in Linux. In Windows means client operating system is different, server operating system is different. First of all, what is client, what is server? Any idea? What is client, what is server? Okay. Client means which request for the services. Server means which provides requested services. Now you have a laptop or desktop. Okay, so you want to open Gmail, you want to open Google. First, we'll generate the request, right? So from where you are generating the request, that PC is called client PC. Somewhere you're getting the requested data. Something you requested for Gmail. So Gmail is open in your laptop. So from somewhere it is coming. So from where Gmail is coming. Anything, any service, whichever you requested. So that PC is called server. Okay. So client means which request for the services. Server means which provides requested services. In Windows, client PC is different, server PC is different. Means client operating system is different, server operating system is different. So now you have a laptop. You install Windows operating system in your computer. Okay, so there if you want to configure something like DNS, DHCP, FTP, these are servers. If you want to configure there, you cannot do that because you have client operating system which doesn't support services. So, but still you want to use the services like servers you want to use. What you do? You'll uninstall client operating system, you will install server operating system, and there you will install the servers. That is in Windows. But in Linux machine, there is only one operating system for clients and servers. There is no separate operating system. So whatever commands you are learning here, so whatever we are executing here, everything we use in real time also, no changes. So that is also advantage here. Same operating system can be installed on normal desktop PC to supercomputer. Operating system is same. And we can trust Linux operating system, reliable, because we can trust it because large servers has been successfully been running without any single second of it downtime. See, in Linux, whatever simple, in Linux, whatever changes you are doing, you are installing something, you are uninstalling something, you're creating, you're deleting, you're creating partitions, you're updating antivirus, you're scanning, whatever you're doing, no need to restart the computer after you finish that work. That is the advantage in Linux. Excuse me. But in Windows, it is not like that. Something. If you update your computer, it will ask you to restart the computer. If you remember, sometimes um, when you are going to shut down your machine, so you will get the option. Updates are ready to install. Do you wish to continue? Estimated time 5 minutes. Like that you will get. Once you click on it, it will ask you, it will give you option whether you want to restart or shut down. So once everything is updated as you choose, either it will restart the computer or it will switch off the computer. Because in Windows, whatever changes we do, it requires restart. So when you restarted your computer, general our laptops or desktop, that is fine. But when you have server machine, when something you are doing, some services you are running backend. So all of a sudden, Microsoft sent updates. See, every Thursday or Friday, they will send the patches. Patches means updates. They will send. So what administrators will do is they will run the updates in server machine. And before they run, they will give the information to all the employees, like estimated time, downtime 20 minutes, downtime 30 minutes. They will give information to clients. They will send mails or on lunch breaks or late nights, they will update the computers because once service updated, something you updated in your computer, it will ask you to restart the computer. So when you restarted the computer, it will stop all the backend services, backend applications, everything they will stop. And once it is restarted, again admin will switch on every application manually. So that is time-based process. For every change, you are restarting the computer and you are opening all the services manually means that is time-based process, right? Even if you observe, sometimes when you are doing online transitions, phone pay, Google Pay, Paytm, whatever, when you're trying to do any transitions, even if you are trying to check the balance also, you'll get the messages like server is down temporarily. Because when the main servers are updated, it will ask to restart. Without restarting, no changes will take effect in Windows machine. So that is the problem with Windows. But in Linux, whatever changes we do, no need to restart the computer. Without restarting the computer, we can update everything in Linux machine. So that is also advantage here. No downtime. So how to restart the services without downtime, how all these tasks will work. Everything I'll show in further classes practically. Whatever today we are discussing as futures of Linux, everything in further classes I will show you practically also. Every point we'll see practically also in next classes, coming classes. And the last one is security. And tell me, up to now, is it clear? Scalability and reliability is clear? scalability and reliability is clear or not? And when I'm explaining something, if the point is not clear, you're unable to understand the point what I'm explaining, or if I'm going fast, you can ask me, I'll repeat it. And whatever now we are discussing, I'll make a note and I'll share with you through Telegram. The last one is security. Linux is secure. Why Linux is secure? See, if someone asked why Linux means, simply we tell Linux is secured operating system, that's why installed. But why Linux is secure? Why we call Linux is a secured operating system means there are many reasons. So let's discuss about that. Linux is secured because inbuilt IP tables are there. IP tables means firewalls. In Windows we call firewall, in Linux we call IP tables. Name is different, but purpose is same. So if you want, you can enable it, you can disable it as per your requirement. And SC Linux, secured enhanced Linux. So in Linux, inbuilt IP tables are there and SC Linux is there. IP tables are used to secure networking files. SC Linux is used to secure local files. So Linux is secure because inbuilt IP tables are there and SC Linux is there. Second, Linux is secure because it works with command line interface. No next finish, no auto runs, no right clicks, no double clicks. Here for everything we use commands. You want to create a file, use command. You want to check content of your notepad, use command. You want to create a folder, use command. You want to open it, use command. No right clicks, no double clicks. For every single point, we use commands only. So, without knowing commands, no one can enter into your computer. No one can do anything because it works with commands. Without knowing commands, they cannot access the computer. So, that is also advantage. Linux is secure because for every user, password is compulsory. Password authentication is compulsory for every user. Without password, Kitna, are you saying something? Your line is blinked. Are you saying something? Done. So without password, we cannot access any user account. See, in Windows, see why I'm taking Windows as an example, because you can imagine it, because regularly we use Windows operating system. So whatever point I'm explaining, so if you compare with Windows, you can understand easily. That is only the reason I'm taking Windows as an example. Windows is the best operating system. Okay, so I'm not saying that Windows there is no future. I'm not saying in that way, but if I take Windows as an example, easily you can understand Linux. That is only the reason I'm showing the comparison. Okay, Windows is the best operating system and Linux is the best operating system. As of now, we are discussing about Linux. That is the reason I'm giving the features of Linux. So once you created a user in Linux operating system, you must create compulsory password also. If you don't create password, when you switch on your PC, if you click on user account, it will ask for the password. Even though you don't generated the password, it will ask for the password. It means what? Without password, you cannot log in into user account. In Windows, it is not like that. When you switch on your computer, you have users. But if you don't generate the password to that users, if you just click on user account, it will allow you to log in into that account. But Linux is not like that. For every user, password authentication is compulsory. It means what? Without password, you cannot log in or others cannot log in into your account. So that is also advantage. And it doesn't support exe files. No next finish, no auto runs. Many PCs are infecting with virus because of this exe files only. But Linux, it doesn't support exe files. No next finish. So that is also advantage here. Okay. And next one, in Linux, one moment. One moment. One moment. So Linux is secure. Continuation. Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. I'm repeating, Linux is secure because inbuilt IP tables and SC Linux is there. IP tables is used to secure networking files. SC Linux is used to secure local files. Linux is secure because it works with command line interface. No next finish, no auto runs. Linux is secure because for every user, password authentication is compulsory. Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. No next finish, no auto runs. Linux is secure. We can encrypt a file by assigning password. Assume you created a file with some important data. It may be your account details, passwords, your office details, whatever it is. There is some important content in your file. In Linux, once you created the file with some important content, you can encrypt that file by assigning password. Encryption means converting into secured format. So once it is encrypted by assigning password, you can save the file. So once you saved the file and someone else is trying to see the content of your file, it will display the content in encrypted format so they cannot understand. If you try to, if someone else try to open your file, it will display the content in encrypted format. If they try to check the content, if they try to open the file, it will ask for the password. It means without password, no one can log in into your file. I'm repeating, once a file is created, you can encrypt a file by assigning password. Encrypted, if someone else is trying to see the content, it will display the content in encrypted format. If someone else is trying to open your file, it will ask for the password. So, secured. And also, there is no setup files, no exe files. If you want to install something, software, application, server, whatever it is, you want to install, you don't get any setup file. No next finish. Everything you'll get as a configuration file. It means manually we need to configure everything. No next finish. Simple. You have a folder. You want to share the folder from one PC to another PC. In Windows, right click on a folder, go to sharing properties, there go to sharing and security option. From there you can share the folder. But in Linux, it is not like that. Create a file, add the content into that file, like the location of your folder, with whom you want to share the folder, what permission you want to give to the folder, everything. Add manually information and save it. Then only it works. Okay, so without knowing configurations, no one can configure anything in your computer. As an administrator, what you are giving instructions, your system follows that only. Okay, so these are the features we have in Linux. These are the reasons why Linux is secure. Linux is secure because inbuilt IP tables and SC Linux is there. IP tables are used to secure networking files. SC Linux is used to secure local files. Linux is secure because it works with command line interface. Linux is secure. It doesn't support exe files. Linux is secure for every user. Password authentication is compulsory. Linux is secure. We can encrypt a file by assigning password. And Linux is secure because no setup files, everything you'll get as a configuration files. These are few reasons why Linux is secure. And all these points I will show you practically in further classes. Okay. And comparing to Windows, Linux is faster also because Linux works with black screen with white fonts. It doesn't require graphics. So it is faster comparing to Windows. So these are few reasons why Linux means. Is this clear? What is Linux means? It is an operating system, same like Windows. So when you already have Windows, which is user friendly, why Linux means? Because of this all reasons. Is this clear? Is this points are clear? And I'll share these notes also through Telegram, but not now. When you registered with this course, you'll get the notes. Done. In the next session, I will show you file system hierarchy of Linux. It means what are the default directories you will get along with Linux operating system. Directory means folder. In Windows we call folder, here we call directory. Only name is different. What are the default directories we get in Linux operating system, that I will show you. I'll explain you in tomorrow's session. See, in Windows, A and B are reserved for floppy, whether you are using or not. It starts creating the drives from C. C is compulsory partition in Windows, right? It is a primary partition. So after entering into the operating system, if you open your C drive, there you can see default folders like system32, document, library, user, administrator. You can see different folders. Same like that in Linux also. After entering into the operating system, you can see default directories. Directory is nothing but folder. So what are the default directories are there in Linux which comes along with operating system? That I will explain tomorrow. Okay. So this is about today's session. And thank you so much for the session. And if there is any doubt in these points, you can ask me now. I'll explain. Every point is clear, both of you? All the points are clear? Done. So this is about today's session. We'll meet tomorrow at 5 a.m. So thank you so much for the session. Have a good day.